Wait for it. There.
And we are there. So this is a pairing on the basic Amber component and writing functionality. I wanted to do some cleanup on this branch here. It's about a particular feature, this FAQ feature, which we started on to work, I think, 2 months ago. It feels like eternity. And I finally want to merge it in because it's actually not that complex. And the first thing is that comes to my mind is, so I like what I see here when I click on files changed. This looks kind of okay. However, I don't like what I see when I click on commits. Like we have 25 commits, and it's just going on back and forth. And I would like to squash these commits, honestly, because I don't want to have so many changes in the git log. Especially if you want to do something like git bisect or something, it's good if you have a cleaner git history. So what I would like to do now is switch the driver, and oops, but that's the branch name, and ask one of you two to share your screen, check out the branch, and maybe do a squash of the commits, please. Either Tonina or Joseph. It's up to you.
Joseph.
Joseph, do you want to do this?
Do you have the part? Yeah.
What?
No, it's okay.
Would you be so kind to share a screen, maybe?
Yes, be kind and share your screen.
Or maybe Rachel.
Rachel is here.
Yay. Hi, Rachel. Hello.
I'm moving to a quiet place. Sorry.
Okay. Hi, Rachel.
Rachel, say something. Hello.
So, what do you want me to do to share my screen?
Yes, please, Joseph.
Yeah. Hello.
Hi.
Yes.
Yeah. So, do you? We cannot see your screen yet. Are you already sharing?
Yep, I am now.
Ah, now you are. Yes. Oh, sorry, that was me actually. I was a little bit confused because I was sharing my screen also. I clicked on your screen. You were showing my window. Okay. Anyhow, now we can see your screen. Yeah. So yeah, just clone the repository if you haven't done it, and check out the branch 336. By the way, Rachel, we can see you, or we can see your avatar, but we cannot hear you. So if you have any questions, either put it into this into the chat. If you haven't got a microphone or something, maybe you misconfigured it. I don't know. You can speak or write to us as you wish. This is the chat window, by the way. Hello, Rachel. Okay. I hope she will get something out of this pairing.
Yeah.
By the way, we are working, Rachel, you're new to this project, and we are working with Ember.js, which is a JavaScript framework for building ambitious web applications. And it's super awesome. I really like it by now. It is a bit neglected by the community, but it's absolutely really awesome. It's similar to React and Vue.js and all of them. It's really awesome for someone who wants to start with a single page application, because everything is just built in. You say Ember new, and boom, you have some code, and you can immediately start building your application, and you don't have to configure each and everything yourself, as you have to do, for example, with React.
Yeah, like I actually found it. So I'd started on the getting started a page tutorial sort of. Even routing, we just create routes like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Have a command for adding routes, and it creates the model files.
Ember.js was originally created by people who were on the Rails core team. So the way how you develop is in a way similar, or the ideas like conventions over configurations, and you want to, like, everything is, you can start from scratch, everything is built in, you can configure it if you want to do, but you don't have to, and it's a little bit opinionated. So a lot of things are included, and there are some patterns that you can follow. You don't have to think about everything.
Which branch did you tell me to check out? I forgot.
I think it's a 336 FAQ. Yes, this should be it. And please do a git pull up, like fetch the latest commits if you haven't done so far.
I've done that.
Yeah, can you show us? Can you see git log? August 29th. Yes, it's pretty recent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I would like to do a git to squash those commits. So squashing is a little bit questionable because we are going to lose information about the original authors. But I'm okay with that for now. If Faith would be here, I would ask her to do it because she and Matt, they were working on this pull request. Yeah, but I would say it's okay. So if, for example, Joseph now squashes the commit, then he will be the author of that squashed commit. By the way, does everybody know what squashing means?
I can try.
Yeah, try to explain it, Joseph.
It's merging all the commits in one commit.
Yeah, exactly. So you can just merge it and make one commit out of 10.
Yeah.
And I would like to do that because if I scroll through the git log later on, when this branch is merged, I don't want to see a lot of dirty commits. So commits that were adding some files and then stuff was missing and that was added later on and it was reverted again and so on, because people were playing around, and that's why. So right now we don't have any of the original authors here, so I'm just taking Joseph for squashing those commits, and it's okay, I would say. I don't think Faith or Matt will mind. I hope so.
Me too.
So, Joseph, do you know how to do squash commit?
I don't.
I did that a long time ago.
Okay. So I tell you how I do it. I'm using the rebase feature of Git. Rebasing usually means you have a commit and you want to rebase, for example, a range of commits on top of another branch. Let's say you have a junction like this, and you're currently on this branch here. Then you can basically do this. Can you see it?
Let me.
Yeah. So let's say you have a Git history like this. You have branch A and branch B. And you're currently on branch A.
Yep.
So rebasing makes that.
Oh, yeah. So you decide which branch to go on top of the other.
Exactly. And while you do, so that's actually the first purpose of doing the rebase, but Git has also a feature called interactive rebase. And interactive rebase gives you the option of squashing, editing commits, fixing commits, and so on, so on. So what we're going to do now is to rebase it, first of all, and then to squash everything in branch A into one, like this. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but what's the branch behind down there? Which one is that?
So branch A is 336. So branch A is 336. That's the one that you're currently on. And branch B is the master branch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you just say rebase master branch and say interactive. And this will open an editor. And it will give you the option of deciding which commit should be squashed into which one, and so on and so on.
Okay.
Wait, so then does it mean which one is on top of the other?
We will
it will be this one. This one will be on top now.
Okay.
Yes, exactly. We will put that on top.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know branches are just like commits some sort.
Exactly. Actually, a
Yeah.
branch is just a name for a commit.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, so when I say we put branch A on branch B, that basically just means put a commit on top of another commit, but one commit also has ancestors. So meaning putting one commit on another means take that commit and all its ancestors up to the point where both commits meet. So only those commits that branch A has, but branch B doesn't. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. You can say git rebase if you are on the branch A, which is 336. You can say git rebase origin/master or just master if your master is up to date. I would say origin/master because that will be the remote branch. /master without a space.
Origin/master.
Origin/master. And then you add a flag. You can add a flag -e or -- interactive, up to you. It means rebase it interactively. Give me some configurations.
With
Sorry, yes,
Or
I'm very sorry. The German pronunciation of that character is E. In English, it's I. Sorry.
So it's either with interactive or.
Yes, that means interactive. Okay. Now you can hit enter.
So we are saying git rebase the master branch to this, the master to this.
Yeah, we put 336 on top of master, like rebasing on master branch. And apparently, what editor is this? Is this Vim? Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. So what you can see here is all the commits that branch 336 has, but master doesn't.
Yeah. Is there a way we can use Atom? I have forgotten how to configure to open with an IDE.
You can configure it. You can say git configure -- global and then the name of your editor, but I wouldn't. Because Atom needs a couple of seconds to open, and I find that inconvenient because I want to quickly do things, and Vim is just up there in a half a second.
Yeah.
It's not that hard to use Vim, like the basic commands. So what you can see is a table with 3 columns. The first column has the word pick everywhere. Then the next column, the second column has the commit hash, like the unique identifier of commit. And the third line has the first line of the commit message.
Okay.
So, and below, after the hash symbols, you see the documentation of how to use this interactive rebasing. Pick just means do nothing, just take the commit and leave it as it is. But you have several other options. You can reword it, change the commit message. You can edit the whole commit. That means I want to do change the commit, what should go in there. And then now it's interesting, there's squash. That means merge the commit into the parent commit. Yeah? And fixup is very similar. It just means also take the commit message from the parent commit. So I would suggest now to use squash. And if you, for example, want to merge the last commit into the parent commit, then you would squash 7ed and so on. And you just change the word pick and replace it with squash. And in Vim, you can enter the insert mode with typing I. Exactly.
So this is the latest commit.
This is the latest commit, and the oldest.
It doesn't sort them in ascending or descending.
Exactly. It's the oldest commit is at the top. The most recent commit is at the bottom.
Okay.
You just say squash. Squash. You missed there's a typo. Okay. Exactly. And to leave the insert mode, you can type in escape. Or Control-C. Both is possible.
Yeah.
So if you you already left the insert mode. So that will mean we just take the latest commit and squash it into its parent commit. But we can also squash their parent commit into the parent commit if you do the same thing here. You just replace the word pick with squash. That would squash the last two commits into the third last commit. Can you do that, Joseph? If you now replace pick with squash again.
On this one?
On this line, exactly. So that means you want to squash two commits into commit 44B, B48A. Does that make sense? Everybody's on the same page?
Oh, so this one will be... Oh, so this one will be squashed to this one?
Yes.
So I will only have removed the optional FAQ page. Oh.
Yes.
I see.
And basically we can do, if you just want to squash the entire history into one commit, we have to squash every commit except 8248-2BC. Yes. And in Vim, there's a super easy way to do it. So you navigate with your cursor to the lines above, up to the second line, and then you say Control V. That is a block visual mode. And then you move your cursor down and to the right.
Control V.
Control V. No, not in insert mode. You have to leave insert mode.
Yeah. I'm on V now. And then?
And then you move down. No, you're not. You're in visual mode, but you didn't say Control V. Yeah, that looks better. No? What happens if you go down?
Oh, Control V.
Yes, Control V.
Okay. Oh, visual block. Okay. Oh.
Exactly. And you now select everything exactly. And now you say C. C means change. And then you say squash.
But the last K is not highlighted.
That doesn't matter.
Okay, so I say... you say C. Change.
And just say squash. And then hit escape.
Ah.
That's interesting. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's the power of Vim.
So you should only wait. I thought you should only squash all the older commits to the latest one. So you should
no, that actually means
all the latest to
squash everything into the first commit.
The older one.
Yeah, we just pick one and squash everything into that commit.
So you should not squash all the older commits to
no, because that will lead to an error because there is no commit to squash into.
Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So these changes will be applied as soon as you write and close the file. You can write with W and you can close the file with Q. And you see in the top, in the bottom left corner, Joseph did that already. So to enter Vim and exit and write and close means escape, colon, that is command mode, and then you say W and Q. W stands for write, Q for close. If he hits enter now, then this file will be closed and the squash will be done.
There's a
What? So what happens now? Why is the squash unsuccessful?
Because there was a conflict.
Yeah, can you show me what does git status say? And now what does git diff say? Interesting.
So the head which is
our brand.
master. It has these changes, and our branch has these ones. So now we have to pick.
Yeah, I think we can take everything from our branch. So now you just open this file, faq/show HPS, and you remove everything above the line width. Yeah. And remove that one and save the file. Yeah. And you say git add. So in order to continue, we're currently in a rebasing process. So we have to continue our rebasing, and you say just git add everything, git add dot, for example, for the entire folder. And then say git rebase. Yeah, and you say git rebase and then -- continue. Until we hit the next conflict. Okay, so this is it. So squashing means we also want to squash all the commit messages. So what you see here.
Hello.
Hi, Matt.
Sorry, I was just having a look at. Hey guys, I was just having a look. So this stuff that you pulled in from your branch would undo the changes that you said you like. So I don't know if you want to do that, but that message, if you have a look at, I'm not sure how long ago you did that, but because I was watching on live. So that stuff there doesn't have anything to do with that message that we had agreed together that we liked. So I don't know if you can go back to what you just deleted, but what you want to delete is that, because that doesn't have that actual message.
Yeah. So in order to redo, like, if you want to revert it, you can go into the editor below and you say close and ! Which means abort the whole thing.
So Q.
So : Q !
Yeah, sorry. I mean, it's probably better if I'm here, since I know this is better than.
Yeah. So in order to abort the whole rebasing thing, you can say git rebase -- abort, and this will revert everything, and you are back to the original state. Yeah, Matt, since you are one of the original authors, maybe you want to do it.
No, I mean, I'm okay if someone else does. I'm eating, actually.
Yeah, but you will not be on GitHub. Joseph will be the author of that commit, not you.
Oh, I'm okay with that.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I already said there in the Slack that. So every Wednesday at 5 p.m. UTC, we have an hour that we spend on pairing together on RFM stuff. So that was the plan for all along, is to finish this off at that time. But I understand that you wanna just get it merged in, because it's been a long time. So yeah, like now is not really a good time for me, because I'm in the middle of eating.
Sorry. So I see.
I was just jumping in because I saw that. Yeah, so you can see there on line 4 is what has that floating message, and that's what we actually want. That, I mean, anyways, that's what we agreed to last time we met.
All right. So let's repeat the whole process. So it's actually nice for educational purposes, because Tunida, Rachel, and Joseph will see this rebasing thing once more. So we should, after saying git rebase -- abort, we should be back to where we started.
Yeah.
And we should see the entire commit log. So the state is currently like this again, not like this, like this. So we also should see, Wednesday, August 29th. That's exactly what we want. So, and the working directory should also be clean. So when you say git status, we shouldn't see any changes or something like. Yeah. So that looks nice. So same thing again. So you can say git rebase. Origin/master -e, and you know how to do the squashing thing with Vim.
Yeah.
You have this block select that was Control V.
Sorry, this is probably a really inconvenient time to bring this up, but there's also other changes that, well, I don't know. Yes, I guess.
Yeah. Do you suggest a different way of squashing? We don't have to squash everything into one. We can also do. We have more fine granular thing.
That's not what I was saying. I was saying that what I was bringing up is that the last time we worked on this, I had made changes to get that test to pass, but at the same time you were working on it and you pushed up your changes before I got a chance to push up mine. So, but I had other changes to do with other stuff that I couldn't push up because of the merge. Yeah. Anyways, I'm not sure. I think there might still be changes that are not taken into account in what you're squashing.
But are they currently upstream?
No.
Aha, so you have local changes, you didn't push it, and you want to put that back into it later on?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, I mean, I'll have to have a closer look at what's going on there.
Yeah,
because I pulled down from what you had done, and then.
I see. Okay, so you can always take the way. Okay, so this is off topic. I would explain what I would do if I would be Matt. So it's getting complicated. I hope it's okay for everyone. So after we did this one, just imagine we already did that. Matt will be still in this state. Okay, so Matt will be here, where my current indicator finger is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and he has more changes up here, and he wants to put that also on top of that one. So he wants to add one more commit here. But how does he get from here to there? Is it actually does it make sense for you how I try to explain it with my hands?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it makes sense.
Yeah.
Because you're saying this is master, your left hand side. Your left hand is master, and he's. Okay, you can't see my hands, but.
Yeah.
Yeah, we understand.
What I would do is indeed to go. So one way of doing it is I would be Matt. I would go to the upstream branch. So I would go to this state and just check out the changes from the old branch. So if he has this state and he's got this state somewhere floating around in another branch, he can switch into that state and just pull the changes from that state. And then he should have no new commits, but he should see changes in files. So he can add one more commit on top of that. So you just take the changes, that's possible. So you can say, give me that file from the branch. I'll type it into the chat window. So you can say git checkout branch name -- path to file. Yeah. So if you're on branch A and you want to get one file from branch B, then you can say git checkout branch B -- and then a directory or folder or whatever. That will give you the changes.
The thing is that we're not talking about different branches. We're talking about in the same branch.
Yeah, but still, on your repository, you will have the upstream branch, and you have your local branch. You could, for example, create a temporary branch from your current local, call it 336 temp or backup or whatever, and then reset your 336 branch on the upstream, and then you have two different branches. Does that make sense?
Definitely. I mean, I'm looking here. I think most of the changes are actually that I have here are being pulled in from master. So those I wouldn't need to worry about.
All right. Okay, let's get back to topic. Joseph, could you show us your terminal again, and let's do the rebasing once more.
Yep. Hey, not this one.
So we just repeat the whole thing, but this time we don't take the lower part, we take the upper part. Okay, so first of all, you have to do this, mark all the commits. It was Control V, by the way. Block select is Control V.
Yeah.
Yes, that looks great. And then C, and then squash and escape. Bloop.
Nice.
Right, and then if you say write and close, that will apply the changes. You will end up in this one conflict, but this time we don't take the head part, but we take the part that is like below. Yeah, we remove the upper part. No, we don't want to remove that one. That's what we want to take. Is it right, Matt? Can you?
Yeah. Have you actually had a look at what this looks like in the browser? Because I don't think that this is at the place that it's ready to be squashed. We were still talking about. I believe I sent some screenshots, or maybe I didn't. But there was different like the frequently asked questions index page. You had said that you didn't want to use custom CSS to cause padding in between the questions, and we were talking about how we would do that with just using grid system. And yeah, I mean, we're definitely not at the place that we want to squash this. I mean, unless you want to keep putting commits on top of it.
Yes. Yes, that's what I want.
Also, we still need to do something about the homepage and how those links are. So
exactly, that was what I would like to finish today after we did the squashing thing. When Joseph finished the squashing thing, I would like to get the commits and become the driver and explain how to use components and how to use components to dry up things in this case.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
All right. So, Joseph, let's just continue. You just remove the upper part, exactly, as Matt said.
Remove the lower part. We want to save them.
It was this yeah.
Okay, but we did that last time.
No, last time we removed the upper part.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Well then. Great.
Make sure it's only that. Then hit rebase.
Continue. Yes. And the last part of squashing is to add a nice commit message. And there's best practice for writing commit message. That is, first, like structure a commit message like in a title line and the commit the commit message body. The title line is capitalized, like the first character is capitalized. Then there's a new line, and then there's the message body. The first line will be displayed on GitHub if you go through the Git log. And if you click on expand, you will see the entire message. So the summary should go to the top. That is what we did.
So how come we have all of this? Like there's a comment here. This is
the comments will not go into the commit message. The comments will be omitted. Everything that goes into the commit message is in between. So you can remove all of this if you want.
Everything.
Yeah. You can say, I don't know.
Delete all of this from where?
There.
Here.
Yeah. Yes. You can, for example, say capital V will select lines. You can say capital V and just move up. And this will select everything. And if you say D, then it will delete it. There you go. So, and there's one comment left, add a back button and align to content to left. We can also delete that one. So you just say D, double D. So I would now write a commit message like if you go into insert mode, Matt, could you tell us what happened in this branch? Can you please tell us a nice commit message summarizing everything up to this point. I think you added an FAQ route and a dynamic route, and you created a cucumber test. I think that's more or less it. Matt, are you still with us?
Yeah, I'm still here. I mean, I think like we added, or not added because it needs to be the imperative, but add dedicated frequently asked question pages and routes.
Can you just type that in, Joseph?
That's probably all you can fit in a commit, like the first line. So add dedicated FAQ pages and routes.
Dedicated
FAQ
and routes.
FAQ pages and routes. Yeah.
Awesome.
And then you could like I think maybe Robert was gonna say something. You can like enter twice or whatever, and then you can like in the body of the commit you're supposed to explain why you did things rather than explaining what you changed, because the person can see what files were changed. But you could add something like, I guess you can say, I don't know if it's appropriate. I think it'd be appropriate to maybe say something about adding test coverage for it, maybe. But also, I guess the motive behind this was to be able to have deep links to send to journalists and others.
Yes, exactly.
The last questions.
That's super cool that you are bringing up the reason for changing things. So, because the commit has all the changes to the files, while the commit does not have the reasoning behind it. This is a great thing to put into a commit message. And as Matt just said, the whole idea is to be able to deep link to an FAQ page. So if you just want to translate anything on our application, if you just want to explain things on our application, you can add one link, for example, to, I don't know, let's just imagine an info button. Then you click on the info button, that's actually a link, and you get redirected to the FAQ. Just explain them something with why we did it, in order to deep link to FAQ pages. Yeah.
So, to be able to link to, wow, a lot of two.
No, that's fine. English has a lot of twos.
To the able to link to the
deep link to FAQs.
Yeah, I think in this case it might be important to say deep link, because the whole idea, like that we went through on this, is so that we would be able to pass a link that would lead them directly to a specific question. So deep, DEEP.
Yes, exactly. I think, Joseph, deep is the deep, like deep water.
Okay.
We want to have a link directly going into a particular place in our web application. And you can remove the to link, so to be able to deep link to an FAQ.
And also, if you want to be nitpicky, it's 2 words, deep link.
Yeah.
But, doesn't matter.
To FAQ pages or whatever.
Yeah. Also, that reminds me that I know this is not the time for it, but just to remind us all that the other thing that we want to do is when a person goes to sign in, we want to be able to have a link there that would lead them to the question about why they need to sign in.
Exactly. Why do we have to register? That's another example. But I would say the commit message now is decent. Yeah, for me, I like it. You can just.
Do you I have a question, Robert. Do you have do you feel like there's a need, because you did say something, right? Saying something about the test in the message, but is there a need to say that the tests were written in the commit message? Because I guess like you would want tests to be written for all new features.
I think that one now you should describe in the in the PR when you create a PR. That's when in
Yeah.
the descriptions of your PR.
Yeah, it's fine. You don't have to write a book in your commit message.
Yeah.
Okay,
Great.
I'm going to press enter now.
Yes, please. So, success. We
Hi,
just...
another.
What?
Not a success.
There's another.
There's another.
Because you accidentally deleted the button. So the button is part of that.
Whoa.
So that's the button that links to the FAQ.index, starting on line 11 and ending on line 16. So that you actually want. And in both of those cases, you want a button.
Oh.
Wow. Okay, then just add it.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Do we have unstate changes now? Can you say git diff after you wrote the file?
Yeah, I think you might have to.
Okay, no problem. Just say git add, and say git commit -- amend. That's similar. Like, just put these changes into the latest commit. Amend. AMEND.
Yeah,
minus double minus double hyphens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's no edit.
Oh yeah. I never use no edit because I'm familiar with Vim. No edit currently will not change the commit message, I guess.
Yeah.
There you go. So, success. What you can do now is to push these changes upstream. But since we changed from here to here,
how come
the upstream branch is still there, and you are already there. And the only way to get that upstream now, if you just say git push origin 336, this will be rejected because first of all, you're not a collaborator. Is that possible? Let me see.
Origin.
Yeah, I'm not seeing your screen right now because I'm currently checking out whether you're not.
And how come I'm in this branch, not in the named branch?
The commit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just say git commit push space and then the branch name. So the first parameter is the name of the remote, which is origin. Second name is the name of the branch. But let me see if you are actually a collaborator, Joseph. So there is one Joseph. It's the GitHub name is Kachulia1. Is that you?
No, that's him.
Right, nice. Okay, so you have write permissions, but it will be rejected because.
So how come we are still on this branch?
Yeah, I have no idea why you added a detached. You're in detached mode. I don't know. I don't know why. So.
We need sort of git. Wait. Do you need to finish the rebase or the rebase?
Yeah, maybe something.
Oh, yeah, I need to finish. Okay, yeah. Actually, he's right.
Yeah, git rebase continue.
Yeah. What?
There are conflicts.
Okay.
We're going to go one conflict to the next.
Yeah, those are the changes you made to the frequently asked questions page scenario.
Okay, I can see that it was apparently me on the right side. You can just take that. I just rephrased the cucumber test, and yeah, you can just take that one.
And here there is no.
Oh, they are more. You take the latter one, so the
bottom one.
The bottom one. Okay.
I take it, I use it, or I take it out.
Yes, you just take it out.
The bottom one?
No, we want to just have the bottom one, so you take out the upper one. Okay. And you have a low battery.
Let me go and connect. Okay. And then that's done.
And then say git rebase continue.
And also, why is it opening in 2 tabs?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I think there's no conflict with that, is there?
Yeah, you can.
Say just stage changes, so I think it has nothing to do with conflict.
Yeah, maybe you can say just git status followed by git diff and see what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing happens. Okay, you can just add everything and git rebase continue. And by the way, pro tip, git diff -- cached will show you the staged changes.
Ooh. Okay.
You can also try it out now, git diff, and then -- or hyphen cached. 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 Cached, yes. That's the one. Looks great.
Yep, there it is.
Okay, you can continue rebasing. I don't know why we have so many conflicts. Usually, if you squash everything into just one commit, you shouldn't have any conflicts. Okay, anyhow.
Oh, I forgot to commit.
Maybe that's the problem, yeah.
I should have
Okay.
done the no edit.
So, did you just forget to finish the last commit, or what happened?
No. It wants me to commit these changes, the change that I have made in this.
All right. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay, I would say
I can exit and then.
Yeah, there's the commit, by the way. Add dedicated FAQ pages and routes. That's what you entered. Yeah. So you can remove everything except that one.
It seems like it carried on because now it says there's eight commits to squash. I think there's like 20 in total, maybe. And we squashed the first 12, and then.
Yeah. So let's just remove the commit messages except the one that you added. That's just fine. Yeah, that's the one. And yeah, I can remove that one. DD will remove the line. That's it. And you can say, you can write that and quit it. : WQ. Yeah, nice. So,
yeah.
And finally, so what does the status say?
Well, yeah.
Okay, and what does git log say? That looks nice. Exactly, that's what we want. So we have just one commit on top of origin master. And what does git diff .origin/master say? So git diff, git diff. Git diff head all in caps. I can give you the git diff origin master. I will put it into the chat. Like this. So this means what changed from? Oh, it's the other way around. I'm sorry. Git diff origin/master and then head. Like this. Now. So this means, can you give me all changes from the master to the current commit? Yeah, and just scroll through it and see if you had maybe some you forgot some how do you call it, the what git enters if you have a conflict. You have these double these equal signs and then these greater signs. If it looks nice, it's okay. So I just do it before I force push a branch. Yeah, I think it looks okay. Nice. Cool. Now you can end it. And because the upstream branch doesn't know all these commits, and we changed them. We have to force push it now. So you can say now git push, then the name of the remote, that is origin, then a space, then the name of the branch, and then as a flag, you can add -force. And beware that this will override commits on that branch.
So, or the other way around is to pull and then fix merge conflicts again.
Yeah, that's a merge strategy. So we did rebase now. By the way, just to show it to other people, you can also remove the -f flag and just see what happens.
Yeah.
And then do the -f. So fail to push some refs who blah, 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 because the tip of your current branch is behind. And it makes sense because we don't have all the commits on the remote branch. And then Git refuses to push those commits, which makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But we are sure what we are doing, so we are now force pushing something. That's it. All right. Thank you very much. If you go to the browser window, I can also show my screen now. Yeah, or you just show your screen. We have just one commit. That's nice. We still have the whole conversation, and we still have all the changed files. So Joseph and Faith authored this commit. So this means the committer is Joseph, but the original author was Faith. So I think this Faith was the original author of the first commit that we squashed into. So does it make sense? We have author and committer, right?
Yeah.
If you go to files change, you have all the changed files that we had before. So if I scroll through the Git log now, I don't have all the half done commits. I have everything that belongs to it so far now. And now we can finally start working. But I will get a coffee now. I'll have a break. So maybe Matt can, while I'm away, Matt can tell us what to do, what's still to do, like what we want to do, especially on the homepage. We have still some stylings missing on the homepage. Matt, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I mean, I think that like the stuff we need to do on the
I'll be back
homepage.
in a minute.
Hello? Yeah.
I think he left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, yeah, there's not really much I can talk about. Yeah. So there's well, maybe I can share my screen and show you where I got to, which is not part of this history, I guess. Trying to think. So let's start the server. Front end. Dependencies. So we have this. No. There. Yeah, we have this front end index. Where we have the different buttons. There are these secondary basic buttons that are the links for frequently asked questions, titles of the questions. And then the people can click on that, and that will take them to the FAQ show page, which is here. No, JavaScript FAQ show.hts here, and that was what you just merged in. It has the floating message with the content, the title, and the content, and then that has the link to, which is a huge primary button that links back to the FAQ.index. And on the index as well, we have a button that links back to the index page, to the home page.
Okay.
And that looks, I mean, it would look different for Rob when Robert starts doing it than it would look for me, because we squashed the stuff that doesn't involve the latest changes. But yeah, anyways. So click on that, that leads there. So this is what it looks like with the spacing. Although, yeah, I guess it'd be nice to have spacing in between as well, but I wasn't able to figure that out. So yeah, anyways. So this is the idea, is that this will be what we have here as well. But to do that, we're going to add a component that we can reuse in this place here and in the frequently asked questions index page.
Yeah, so I'm currently sharing my screen. I haven't heard what you talked about while I was away, but I just pulled the latest changes, and this is how I reset my current 336 branch to the new upstream branch. I just say git reset and then hard, which means not only reset the index, but also reset all the files. But that is in Git terminology, we would say the working tree. Reset the working tree and the index to the upstream branch. Boom. Maybe clean. That's it. So, let's do the dependencies. There we go. So what I would like to do now is to make this a little bit nicer. I think we already have a nice styling done by Matt on the FAQ page, and I will use that one here as well. And what we're going to do is to follow the Ember guides, especially the component part and the routing part. I'll put that into the chat window. Oh no. Okay, so apparently, okay, so here, this is the link for routing and components. So in general, you could say that a route refers to something, sorry, server. A route refers to something in the URL. So for example, we have the index route, and then we have the FAQ route. That belongs to a route. Go on to your editor, and there's a particular file in the front-end folder called the router. And the router is similar to the Rails routes. Who does know what a Rails, who does know how Rails does routing? Everybody?
Me.
All right, Joseph. Then could you please explain how routing works in Rails, more or less? Like if you take, for example, this.
You asked who knows how routing works.
Yeah.
I thought you asked no, who doesn't know.
Yeah, that's what I said as well.
So you don't know how Rails, shall I explain it?
Yeah, but I know how routes work. I think everything is just the same, from Django to Ruby to router.
That's true, because we have a REST application, which is a convention how those routes should be. And yeah, we have those so-called HTTP verbs, and we have resources and indices and so on and so on. Yeah, that's because Django, Rails, and all of these frameworks follow the REST, representational state transfer specification. They are more or less very similar. So we have a lot of different endpoints. Okay, so we could have, instead of resources, we could have customers or products or whatever. In our case, broadcasts. And we can get all broadcasts if you just go to this link here. We can get to a particular one if we have the ID. Okay. And this is how Rails does it. So we have resources, and we have these routes here. This is the index page. This is, if you want to create a new one, this should open a form to add a new photo, for example. This colon thing here is an ID, an identifier. So photo/42 will bring us to photo with the ID 42. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes, and Amber, similar in that respect. We have this is the declaration of all routes. So these are all our routes defined here, and some of them have an ID. For example, broadcast ID here, starting with a colon. Syntax is very, very similar. I think this is the better example. We have broadcasts, and then we have broadcast/broadcast ID. And there's even a nested route. So broadcast/broadcast ID and then /edit would bring us to the edit window of a broadcast. So let's check that out. 42 and say edit. Okay, so we don't have it yet. Let's get the production data. I'm now downloading the production database. I think we have a broadcast with number 42 in there. This takes a while because I'm opening an SSH connection.
What's the passphrase?
You need to give your password.
I entered it. It just takes time.
Oh.
Otherwise, it will say
not visible.
No.
So while it's doing that, can you go back to where the route in the documentation?
Yeah. So we're going to broadcast ID, and then edit. And apparently, there is no broadcast with ID 42 in our database. Okay. Now it's doing things. Blah, 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 blah. Now, if I say broadcast find 42, should get something. Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay, the first one started with 76, but that's no problem. 76. Oh. Broadcast. 6. Yeah. If we go on edit, you can see that we have to log in first. Okay, that's fine. Oh, honestly.
Yeah.
76.
Okay, finally. So this is how it works, okay? And this router also defines which file is going to be loaded first. So we have the route broadcast, then a path, and we have a route edit. And that means we should have a file on the routes, in the folder routes, which is called broadcast.js, and we should have a nested in a folder routes broadcast, which has the name edit.js. Go into this folder here. We have, we have broadcast. This is the route broadcast. Can you see it?
Yeah.
And we have a folder broadcast, and there's edit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And these files are going to be loaded when you enter any URL here. Okay, so this is how routing works.
So
then,
what if I have like another route, let's say broadcast/about? Now, is it going to match about as an ID, or is it going to go to the second route?
An
Does it
amazing
match the
question.
first one?
That's an amazing question. So it depends. So if you have, if you enter a URL, the router will go through these routes line by line, and it will render the first route that it actually matches.
Oh,
okay.
So it depends on the way you are.
Yes. So the first route that is going to be matched, this route will be loaded.
Yeah.
So here this means the first, if you have a path as an option, you can have IDs. And this one here means broadcast. If you don't have it, this will be the default. So if you just say this route, demography, this is equivalent of saying path demography, right?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? I have a typo. Yeah. Okay, but this would be equivalent. If you want to add IDs, you have to specify it because, yeah, you need to give the ID a name. And then if you go into the route, so this is now an app. Sorry, I'm going to go into frontend app/route/broadcast.js. You see the broadcast ID in params. So the first, every route has a model hook, which is responsible to get some data. And the ID will go into the params object. So params will suddenly have a property broadcast ID. Right? Does it make sense?
Yeah.
So what we want to do now is to have routes for the FAQ. Where is it? There it is. We have route FAQ and a nested route show. And the path for it is FAQ and then /slug. All right. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this one doesn't have the option. So we just take the default URL pattern, that is /FAQ. And since we are in this nested route thing here, the show route will have the path just like that. So this will be added to FAQ, and it has only the ID and nothing else. We could, if we wanted, we could also say show and then slug. And we would have a URL like FAQ show and then
show
something. All right. But we want to have it like this. I think this is much nicer. So they would just take the default and nothing here, and then just slug. Slug is our ID. Does it make sense? Are you still with me?
Yeah, actually you did well explaining that, because I thought now the route will be path, FAQ, and then show, and then...
No. That would be like this.
Okay.
All right. So, meaning if we go to FAQ /something, Field will render the show route of something, right? And every route has a corresponding template that's going to be rendered as soon as the model hook resolves. So if we are in FAQ.js and we have this model hook, when this model hook has finished, the corresponding template file will be rendered. FAQ HBS. So Ember is using this handlebars template, which is using curly braces. and yeah, just plain HTML, right? So here we have a title and a break and then something. Okay. This is going to be rendered when we say FAQ and then anything, but there's more to it. So yeah, so what we are seeing here is FAQ HBS is rendered if we type in anything, like anything that starts with FAQ. So FAQ whatever will render FAQ HBS, and also the index page. So if you just say FAQ and then nothing, then we have the index page. Yeah. We have the index page. If we enter an ID, we'll go to this show page. Why? Index is a naming convention, which means render this template if there's no ID, and show is corresponding to the file which we specified here. So if we have the ID, render show. If there's no ID, just render FAQ and FAQ/index as a template. Does that make sense? Can you see it here?
Yeah. And sorry, I was googling HBS. I googled HSB.
Yeah, Handlebars is a templating language, which is using these curly braces. It's used by Amber and I think some other frameworks. Yeah, this one is rendered on the client. So in my browser, the Handlebars template is rendered into plain HTML. Okay, so if I put anything into FAQ, this will go here. So this is the title, frequently asked questions. This will be visible everywhere. All right, so the title will never change because this is in the top level template folder. While if I go into some ID, survey, for example, this is our slug or ID, whatever, as you wish. This will render the show template. And the show template has this message thing, which you can see here, like this one here is part of the show template. I haven't heard anything from Rachel or Matthew and Tonida. Are you still with us, or is it got you a little bit confused?
I'm still here.
You're still here. Awesome. Is everything okay for you so far?
Yes.
Rachel, could you also enter I'm okay or whatever, so I can be sure that we haven't lost you?
Yes. I sent her.
Maybe she is not with us anymore. I don't know.
I'm still here.
Matthew is still here, and Matthew knows it because he wrote the code.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I would like to do is, I like this styling here, and I just want to have that same styling on our index page. So we have some strange links, and I want to have the same styling like this one on our index page. Okay, so this is our goal. Yeah, and everybody on the same track?
Yeah.
Yep.
So the solution to it is to use a component, because a component is a reusable piece of code which has some piece of template which we can put anywhere in any route template. All right, so we can place a component here, and we can reuse the component also here. Okay, does it make sense? And this is, by the way, Amber Guides components. This would be that part. Yeah, so a component consists of a template. You can see HBS, handlebars, that's a template. And they don't have an example for the JS part. Yeah, so app template / components is the folder for all templates for components. So profile editor is the name of a component here. And you see the name of the component again here, right? So those two go together. And this one is located in folder components. Yeah, so templates components belongs to components, right? Here we are, all the templates. Here's the JavaScript code for the template. So think of a component like object-oriented programming. You put state and behavior together. Like this is how you have the behavior, and this is how you want to display it, or how to render the HTML, right? If you click on, I don't know, a button, then you can handle the behavior in the respective methods here, all right?
Yeah.
For example, you see this action here. This refers to the required action here. Yeah. So we are using components only to basically dry up the code. We want to reuse the template, which you use here, in a component. So everything that is in index, this one here, we want to put that into a component to be able not to use it on the index FAQ index page only, but to use it also on the main home index page, which is located there. So this is the current template for the FAQs, and we want to replace all of that with the component template. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Nice. Right, so in Amber, since Amber is so cool, we can generate code. Let me first delete the dump of the database. And that's fine. So that's just a change that I did before. I just changed the indenting, and so that's fine. So if we are in the frontend folder, we can say Amber generate component, and then we have to enter a name for the component. And the name for the component needs to have a hyphen. It's I don't know why, but Amber needs that to distinguish the names of components from routes and services and so on. So we have to put a hyphen into the name. So I would call it, I don't know, FAQ table, FAQ list. Can anybody help me? Somebody help me with a name?
Yeah, I think list is better than table for sure.
FAQ list?
Yeah.
Overview?
Yeah.
But if you call it FAQ, then oh yeah, I think so. Yeah.
FAQ overview, maybe? Does that sound nice?
I don't know.
Oh, list is.
Yeah,
It's a list
Okay,
of
like, yeah.
list of FAQs.
Shall I call it like this?
yeah.
Okay, so I hit enter, and this will generate some code for me.
This overview makes it seem like it's giving more information, like it has some sort of content as well. Which doesn't.
Yeah, right. So if I hit enter, it will generate 3 files. That is the template file here, the JS file here, and additionally a test file.
Yeah.
Right? That makes sense,
Right.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
All right.
So you're going to use this FAQ component list in the FAQ route and also in the index.
Yes, correct. That's exactly what I'm trying
Oh.
to achieve.
Okay.
So instead of this code here,
And also, is there like if there was a component like that in React, you would put it in a common folder?
yeah, the components are all put into a common folder.
Okay.
So where's my
I
cursor?
didn't see you specify the directory where to put it. So
Yeah, so this is the folder for all components, like all the JS files or
Ember
components.
oh, well then.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
and I'm currently now in the template for index. So let's close that once again. So app, templates, and then index. Yeah. So I just edited, I replaced that code with that code. That means render the component here. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And what happens if we go to the index page? We see nothing because the template is empty.
Yeah.
Which is okay. We'll go to app frontend component. No, sorry, for templates, components, FAQ list. Then there's nothing except yield, which is a special keyword. We don't have to bother about it for now. But I can, for example, say hello, Joseph, Unida, Jill, and Matt. Oh. There we go.
Nothing. Oh
Yeah?
yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it.
So let's see where we have the code for template, which we want to have be there. It is in the FAQ index.
Can you, before you do that, instead of using this one, can you pass from like these names from the FAQ list JavaScript?
Yes, of course. So components, FAQ list JS, and that's it. You would just say import component, and then we export a component, and that's it. Nothing in there.
So the variables, how do they go to the template? So like the names, if you are to put them inside the FAQ list component,
Yeah,
and you
so,
want to display them in the HTML.
yeah.
So how do they go from?
Yeah, so if Ember renders a route template, it goes first. It will load the index route, and then it will try to render the index template. It will stop here, and it will see curly braces, and then a name. Yeah, an identifier, some kind of name, all written in lowercase symbols, and that could be one of the following. It could be a helper, or it could be the name of a component. Right?
Yeah.
So we don't have a helper with that name, but we have a component with that name. So it's going to render this component. Well, it's here. These two files. See it? They should put them both together. HBS, because they belong together.
Yeah. So I'm saying now, let's say, the way they were together. So
Yeah.
let's say you remove my name, Joseph, from this template, and you want to get it from the component FAQ list this side on the left. Yeah. Oh, you just do that. Okay. Oh, I see. So this object will be, so it's going to inject all the keys to the HTML. I see. Ah, okay.
Yeah. Yes, and exactly that's what we're going to do. So we go to, where is it? FAQ index HBS. And this is the relevant part here. You want to take that and just put it there. So this is another syntax. We have this hashtag symbol here, which is just the same as if we would use a component name. So each is in fact, I don't know what it is actually. It is a helper or it is a component. I think it is a helper. Ember guides each. So the hashtag symbol means this one here goes with this one here. You see the slash here? Can you see it?
Yeah.
Slash. These go together. And we could also use the same syntax here. Whatever. Usually, this is the so-called block syntax, and it is rendered in where here. Yield means whatever is put as in between. When I use this component and I put something in there, it should go wherever yield is. Okay.
In this case, it will be at the top.
Yes. So let's delete that for a second.
So why did they not call it children? It makes sense if it's children instead of yield.
You mean you would call it children?
Yeah, the yield there.
I guess it's because Ruby yield.
Oh, we are using Ruby.
Maybe they use the same name for it. I don't know. It's very similar to Ruby actually.
Okay.
All right, so here we can just leave it there. That's fine.
Yeah.
And then we have each, and each is come on. Displaying a list of items. Use the each helper. So each is actually a helper. And oh, sorry, each is the way of how to do iterating in Ember. So you just say each, then you give a name of the index variable. Oh, sorry, this is like it's just similar actually to block syntax in Ruby. You have an array.
I was about to ask why are they? Ember is a JS framework, so why would they use a Ruby syntax?
Yeah, it's very similar. So here you have person, and you just iterate through all people as person, and you can say person and then .name. So just render hello and then something based on each property of each person. Okay, so in here we have something that's called model, which comes from, it was coming originally from the route. This one here, so this is our array. And render, iterate through this list and call it slug. And then link to slug. And that's it. So this one here is another component. It will generate this link that we just saw before, as you may remember. Maybe.
What's another component? A slug.
Link to. You can see the hash symbol here. This is a component, link to.
Oh, it's not a helper. Okay, so you can. Oh yeah. Okay.
And also just delete it for a second. And we say nothing because model is actually empty. For example, say slugs. And then remove that. Okay, so in Ember, we're not supposed to initialize properties as with arrays. So I'm doing it with an init of this set slugs and then this array Can you still follow me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm setting the property of slugs, and I have an array which goes from here down there. Right?
Robert, I don't know if you're going to do this later, but you were talking about, well, one of the changes that I have locally that you don't have there is like changing that to a array, sub-arrays, so that you can, I mean, I guess you can easily do that later. But
I couldn't hear. Can you repeat that, please?
I was going to ask if you were going to change that array to an array of sub-arrays, like for the styling purposes, or if you're just going to worry about that later.
We're starting it later. So what I'm confused about right now is, yeah, belly braces. So I broke something.
You need to have a link to inside of that.
Yeah, when I do init, I should always call super. And then we have all the slugs here. Okay?
Yep.
Nice. So, and we can just borrow the code from the original index root template. No.
That's not actually the latest, but yeah, just styling.
So, I just deleted the JS file for now, so you can see it better. So I'm going to iterate the slugs, and I say just I'm creating another link, and the link has a class which is inverted secondary button, and this comes from our nice CSS.
You might as well change that on what you have as well. That way, because I'm just gonna like dash what I have, and it's supposed to be basic inverted or secondary basic secondary, not inverted, or secondary basic.
Yeah, we can combine those CSS classes with our CSS framework pretty nicely. So it just reads nicely. UI secondary basic button. Okay, and then suddenly we have styling. Boom.
Yay.
Nice. And we can maybe also remove this whatever thing. X. Yes, what happened? Yeah, there it is. Get rid of that, and we don't need the hashtag symbol anymore because we're not using the block syntax. Okay. I don't like the spacing, to be honest. Matt, did you had some styling to it? So I don't know.
I think it might look different because, yeah, there's different. If you look back at the, there was a grid that you're not copying over, I guess. UI grid. There's a div with the UI grid you can see there at the top. And that makes, if you need to use that 5 wide column in combination with the UI grid.
Oh.
I think that's to do with your, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I see. But we have it here. UI grid.
So maybe it's to do. Is this stuff on the homepage inside of a container? Yeah, but you can see it looks better already. It just had to do with this. I think the size of the browser.
Here. I think this is it. Yeah, there's a trick to get rid of that one. So Ember adds one node as a parent node. If there's one, either we specify tag name and add nil, this will remove the parent container, or we just add those classes here to the parent container, and we just consult the Ember guides. And there's some documentation. So this is the element of the parent component. If we add a nil or empty string, I think, there will be no parent container, but we can also just add the class names here. It has the same effect.
Yeah, so it's the same as how React was before React 16. It would add another div, but now you can remove the extra divs.
A little bit better. Yeah, we have UI grid and then UI grid again. Interesting. Centered row. Oh no, that's the one before.
Did you delete the UI grid from you added the class name, but did you?
And then UI grid again. It's the row. This is UI grid. Centered row. It goes until here, isn't it?
Yeah, so I think you don't want that UI grid. Yeah, you don't
many grids. But where does that come from?
Well, there's three. But if you have a UI grid ready on the homepage, I don't think you need to add it to the component.
That would be one solution. So we just say centered row, maybe?
I mean, you have a centered row already on the index page as well, you know?
And the UI grid is gone. I have no idea what I did, but the nested UI grid has gone. Okay, fair enough.
But
actually,
you have two centered rows now, right?
Yeah, but that's fine. I mean, the nesting is as follows. You have grid, center, row, and then column inside rows.
So there's no way you can remove that added div there.
Which one? Like this one here?
Yeah, that one.
We could. So I could say tag name, I think it's empty string, and that will remove the whole, yeah. And then it will be like this. So, oh no, Ember view. So this is the FAQ list. And the centered row is above. Ah, yeah, but now, okay, maybe this was a caching problem. So now this node has gone. Oh no, how has it? I'm a little bit confused now.
So you can try refreshing while holding shift. If it's the cache, then add reload.
Ah, I have a typo. Haha. Yeah, you have to say tag name with a capital N.
Oh, okay.
And there we go again. So, okay, so centered row and then just a
It's
anchor.
going.
Yeah, nice.
This is flat.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, why not? I think. What does it look like? Yeah, but this is nitpicking, I would say. The point was we can reuse that code. Actually, I also like this styling here. This was without the basic, right? Huh?
Yeah, that's the inverted. Is there a reason why you're leaving the UI grid in the centered row on the index page instead of just having it be part of the component styling?
Oh. We do have centered row at all. What was the class names? Class names. Centered row. Okay, I'm adding the tag and like the parent component. I'll add centered row as CSS classes to the parent component. And now it looks
Wait, you still need to add UI grid, right?
centered row. Yeah, but the UI grid is here. And there's another centered row. Oh my god. Why do we have so many rows?
Yeah, I mean,
one.
that styling I did, I didn't have any centered rows at all.
Okay, so let's remove the centered row stuff. And remove the tag. Is it here? This, you mean? No.
Well, there's still a centered row on the index page. And I don't know if that UI grid, where that UI grid is coming from, if you're not specifying it.
I think there's one at the very top. So there's this grid container.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And this one would be the row. This one, this whole thing here.
Yeah, so I don't know, maybe remove it from the index page and put it just in the thing.
Okay. Oh, fair enough. The look doesn't look really nice, but
I think what Matt was saying, that you can put now that class inside now the FAQ list component.
you mean like
Now you wrap everything inside.
here?
Yeah.
But I think then, I mean, like this.
I can send you the latest stuff I did. If you wanna have a look what it looks like. Is it better on this cat or?
Yeah, just send it. I don't know.
I
or
can
maybe
send it in the channel so I can put it in there.
Yeah, Slack would be nice, I think.
It would be better formatted.
Do I have Slack? Slack is gone. Maybe just don't put it into Slack. Could you put it into the Hangouts window? Because Slack on my machine consumes so much memory that when I open Slack now, it's likely that my computer would crash. So I'll put that just into the component.
Yeah, I mean, there's some class name like that message margin class name you probably don't want that on line 21. But
so slugs. Model has array, array has slug.
I think this was when I've already done the subarrays, so you're gonna need to remove one of those toggles.
So you have like this, right?
I had like broken up into 3 or 4. I think it's 3, but it doesn't really matter.
And like this?
Yeah, that works.
And so we have slug array, row array, slug, blah blah blah. Okay, let's do it. We have an unclosed diff elements. Yeah. Oh, what happened?
So you are trying to feed like multiples of them in one, the CSS. So you are
We open a row. We don't need that row, I guess. And then we have a row. This is our column. I see what you're doing here. I mean, it doesn't look so terrible.
Really? It's pretty bad.
Yeah, there we go.
Better. I think maybe instead of 5 column though, maybe and I think this is instead of a container, so I think there isn't 16 available, is there?
How about just nesting it differently then?
Yeah, when I did that, that didn't make any change. I never kept it. But like instead you can instead of 5 wide column, you can say like 4 wide, for example.
Well, This is okay, I would say. Okay, we can still style it up a little bit, but the point here is we don't want to bother much about CSS and stuff. What I wanted to do is to reuse the component, and let's just do that. I mean,
I don't know if I'm seeing it what everyone else is seeing, but to me, it's like it's not actually rendering correctly.
what do you mean?
Just the bottom row is kind of clear. The other rows are you can't really see you can't see the lines around the buttons.
You can't see the lines on the buttons?
No. I don't know if that's just. Oh, there we go. Okay, I can see that. Yeah. Cool.
Looks better?
Yeah, that looks better. Yeah. So I was curious because when you were doing it, you were getting space in between the buttons, like for the columns, and that was the one I was having a hard time getting done. So I could get them in between the rows, but I couldn't get them in between the columns And I did end up finding. I'm gonna see if I have a screenshot of it. I ended up finding a way to add a column in between, and then I think it looks very good.
Oh no. Yeah, okay. Okay, so my girlfriend signals to me that I have to leave. So let's just get me that. So let's do the relax grid thing later on. What I'm going to do now is the last thing to just copy that one and place it into. So I have to skip forward now. Place it into index. There we are. So this is everything we need for now.
Ooh,
all right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, I don't double check what I'm committing now. I'm just saying dry. How do you call it? FAQ list with component. I think this is okay for now. Push.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, oh, what happened?
Some refs or
False push.
No, I don't want to force
No.
push.
That's not always the answer.
Ah, there we go. So this is what we can do now is 336 back up or back out, whatever. There's a typo, but I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Origin. Currently, when I did the reset hard thing, I forgot to say git fetch before. So now I'm resetting to origin again. And this time I have what?
Yeah. Oh wait, do the blink? Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was the Faith
Yeah.
author did.
And
so
Joseph. Yeah.
And I don't see Joseph here, but that's okay. So I can now say git log 336 and then my typo, blackout. What was it?
Back out.
Back out.
And take the commit hash. Take it cherry pick. Now I'm taking not the changes, but the commit itself. Hit enter. Then I may run into some merge conflicts. That's also fine. Yeah, I can see that this is my component. This button here is
The same.
It's the same, and I don't want that.
Yeah.
So Nothing here.
Yes.
There we go. So this is
Yay.
it for now.
Cool.
Okay, so after all this CSS blah blah blah, I hope you got the point how to refactor code with components. You can put the template into a component, and we also put the structuring of the FAQ rows into the component because we had an array of arrays. But we can now just reuse it in other places. So we use it on the index page, and we can use it on the FAQ index page. All right.
Yeah.
I have to leave now, unfortunately. But we have our regular meeting in a couple of hours. Into a little less than 3 hours. And yeah, I would say see you then.
Sure.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Bye.